Head on over to www.sentinmo.com for all your merchandise needs. Shot glasses, aprons, t-shirts, tumblers, whatever you need for the home, whatever you need for the business, whatever you need for your channel. Be sure to use that promo code TV Nation for 20% off your order.
What's up, T&V fam? Welcome back to T&V Nation. It's your girl, Tawana.
And your boy, Vaughn. And we are back with another video.
Yes.
Y'all know what day it is. What day is it?
Mental Health Monday.
Mental Health Monday.
Yep.
So today, we are going to be talking about, you saw it in the title, we're going to be talking about how do we deal with toxic relationships.
Honey.
How do we deal with those so that we don't get sucked into the toxicity?
Yes.
While not destroying the relationship if we can. But before we get into that, we're going to nibble a little bit and then we'll talk with y'all. So
tell them what we got.
We're real simple today, y'all. We got some tuna. What kind of tuna you got?
I have Hickory Smoked Tuna Creations. It comes in a little package. And I just like it like that. So it's dry, y'all. I didn't add anything extra to it. I like it like that. It's just a quick, simple meal. Low in fat, high in protein. Although I do got some crackers. But, so a little light today. What you got in yours?
Yeah, she likes those flavored tuna packs.
Try them, y'all. They're good.
I got the plain old tuna. I just added a little mayonnaise, a little mustard. And I like to drizzle a little hot sauce on it while I'm eating it.
Me too. I'm put some hot sauce on mine. But those little flavored tuna package, y'all, they have so many good flavors and you can do so much with them. Like I said, I eat them plain with crackers. I put them on salads. You can put them over rice. You can put it over pasta. And it's just an easy way to throw together a quick, healthy meal, especially if you're trying to get in some extra protein. Sometimes if I need a few more calories and more protein, I'll eat even 2 packs instead of 1. But today, I'm doing just 1, so it's good. I like it.
So we need to do a thumbnail.
Oh, glad you remember. We've been forgetting to do thumbnails, y'all. What we going to do? Hold up the tuna? Oh.
You want to do one just smiling?
Just smiling, of course. That's what you like.
Ooh, get it in. Yeah, we got the crackers, and y'all gonna find out this about me. There are certain things where I just have to eat potato chips with them. It's like it ain't the same without potato chips. Or fries. Fries is a substitute sometimes. But for some reason, so sandwiches, pizza, hot dogs, any kind of sandwich, including burgers. I mean, a burger is basically a sandwich. I gotta have some potato chips or fries. I can't just eat it like that. So even though I got the crackers, I still got my chips.
That's a little weird to me to have both, but he says they're completely different, crackers and chips, but not really.
It's not. Because see, it's the taste. And plain chips, Lay's are my favorite.
I guess, though, it's the taste that's different, but you still got your simple carb from 2 sources. And 2 crunchy, salty sources. So that's why it feels the same to me.
Are saltines and Ritz the same to you?
Yeah, if I'm going to eat them together. I'm not saying they taste the same. They don't taste the same. Just like the Ritz crackers and the Lay's don't taste the same. Mm-hmm. But I would feel like I'm eating double of the simple carb.
Yeah, I'm getting 2 different types of simple carb. But I'm not eating the chips because I want simple carbs.
I know that. It's not a because type of thing. So, how y'all doing today and what y'all eating on? I know y'all eating something good because y'all always eating something good. Leave it in the comment. Y'all never tell us what y'all eating. And we like to know because we get ideas from y'all about food.
And by the way, this topic was requested. By one of our subscribers who is also a fellow YouTuber, mukbanger. So we're going to honor that request. We told y'all tell us what you want, we're going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we just talking about what we want to talk about. So, since it's Mental Health Monday, if there's another topic y'all want us to talk about, Make sure you put that in the comments.
Tuna good, y'all. It's just simple tuna, but it's good. The flavor with the hot sauce.
So y'all know how Monday is one of those days where, it's almost like weekdays, actually all the days, including the weekend days. We have all these thoughts and sentiments attached to the days. Like Monday for a lot of people, it's like, oh God, the weekend's over, I gotta go back to work. It's like one of the most dreaded days for a lot of people. And then Tuesday, you're approaching the middle of the week. Wednesday is hump day. We going over the hump or whatever. It's all about making it through the work week, which is like a struggle. Like, why we see it like that? And then we're so happy for Friday because now it's last day of work for most people. About to start the weekend. The weekend, no matter what you're doing on the weekend, you're just so glad it's the weekend because you ain't got to go to work. Why we structure our lives like that around work?
And then the weekend fly by. It's over so fast. So it's like you've been looking forward to something all week that flies by in the blink of an eye.
Now you got to do it all over again.
So I know that's not our topic, y'all, but let me just say this: make the best of each day, because really that's all we have is the moment. And so if we are structuring our lives around the weekend or holidays or waiting until a certain day to do something purposeful or meaningful or something we enjoy in our lives, we're just wasting time. So make each day count. Try to do something that you enjoy every single day, and it can be just something small. It doesn't have to be anything major. For instance, like I love to paint, y'all. I haven't painted in a long time, huh?
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but when I don't have time to paint during the week, I watch painting videos, and I love it so much. It's meditative for me. So anyway, just want to throw that in there since he brought it up.
Who said that? All we have is this moment.
I don't know. Someone said that, and Kaden was like, "What does that mean?" Remember we were watching something? I don't remember who said it though.
But didn't you bring it up? They didn't say it. They didn't say it on what we were watching. You brought it up that you had read that somewhere or something.
I don't know. I thought they said it on something we were watching.
Since we off topic,
Sort of.
Stop peeking through.
He peeking through the door.
But on the topic of that saying that we only have today or whatever, y'all notice how the use of idioms is pretty much going away? We used to say, "Ain't no sense in crying over spilled milk." A stitch in nine save time. All them sayings that have been around forever. These kids, they're not making up their own, and they don't get the old ones. When we try to tell them, like, what you think this means? And like, no matter how much they think, they can't figure it out. What's happening? What y'all think that's about?
They don't have to use their brains. They have so much technology. They can Google it. Everything can be Googled. No critical thinking. Very little abstract thinking is required. Because everything's computerized. Why would think when I can just pick up a device and find the answer? That's the problem. We didn't have all that back then. So we had to think. We had to use our own brains. We had to know how to spell. I remember the days before spell check. You had to know how to spell. You had to know what words mean. You had to learn how to pick up a dictionary. Encyclopedias. Remember encyclopedias? So.
And to be able to look a word up in the dictionary, you had to not only know your ABCs, but you had to have some sense of, how do I think this is spelled?
Exactly.
And then be able to look up the word, not based on the first letter, just the first letter, but it might be the first letter and the second letter and the third letter. You don't have to do that no more.
Mm-mm.
You just ask Siri, how you spell such and such?
Or Google.
Okay. See, I was about to go all off on that too. But we should talk. We should do that as a topic one day.
What?
Things you don't see anymore.
Oh, that's cute. That'd be a fun topic.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm almost done with my tuna and ain't put no grace on none of it.
I put grace on mine. I don't put it on each individual. Why you do that? Because you get more of it or something? Why you don't just put it on
I
your...
don't know.
That's like people who put the ketchup on their bite.
I'll be making fun of y'all who you eating your burgers or your sandwich and you put the ketchup on the bite instead of just putting the ketchup on the burger.
That's what
and
you're doing with your tuna
this.
cracker.
What, my
When
tuna
it's so
cracker?
much... It's so much easier to just put the sauce on the tuna. In the bowl.
So, dealing with toxic people, y'all.
You gonna talk about toxic people in general or relationship or family relationships?
So we'll talk about people in general and then we'll move it into family.
Oh.
So first of all, how do you know? Let's just go with family.
Yeah.
Let's go straight to that. Because that's what y'all asked for. How do you know when a family member is toxic?
Yeah.
No.
You asking me?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm asking you.
Because you're gonna feel it. If someone is toxic, they're gonna be releasing nothing but negative energy. You're gonna feel uncomfortable around that person. They're probably gonna be, let's say, disrespectful to you in some way. They might even be, they might take advantage of you in some way. They might not consider your feelings. They're going to be very self-centered. It's going to be a one-sided relationship. When you're dealing with anybody toxic, they're not going to consider what's best for the relationship, and they're not going to consider what's best for the other individual. It's all about getting their own needs met and doing whatever they have to do that. So you might feel like, and sometimes you can't even put your finger on it. That's the thing about toxic relationships, because a lot of it is emotional type of abuse. Whereas if it's like direct, overt, physical, domestic type of abuse going on, then that's easy to kind of pinpoint. With emotional and mental abuse, it's like, this don't feel right, and I can't really explain why sometimes. So just kind of pay attention to what you're feeling and in what circumstances are you feeling those uncomfortable feelings. And now that alone may not mean the relationship is toxic, but let's say you verbalize how you felt, or you've tried to bring it to the other person's attention, things that maybe they should do differently for the sake of the relationship, and they don't see any fault in what they're doing, and they're still doing the same thing to you over and over, and you take it.
So let me throw out some examples. Because I mean, there's, if you can even call it this, there's minor toxicity and all the way up to things that are more major and severe. But it could be anything from that one family member that's always gossiping. Every time you come around,
Yep.
Did you hear so and so and so and so? Naming two other family members. You heard they got in a fight, huh? You heard so and so sleeping with so and so's husband, huh? This person always, she done spent up all her money again. Okay, so it could be that person,
Yeah.
the one who's always gossiping. It could be that one person who's always getting themselves into binds and expecting you to bail them out. Sometimes literally bail them out. So they can't pay the rent this month, or they messed around and got arrested for something, or something like that. They put themselves in these situations, but then they expect you to come to the rescue and fix it. It could be people who are like directly abusive. Maybe they come around and they, are physically harming someone else in the family. Maybe they're emotionally and verbally abusive to your kids or to your spouse. But it's something that you directly got to deal with. It's that It's that uncle. Y'all know, we always got that uncle, right? The uncle that everybody knows. You know, he started with his sister, and now he touching everybody, all the nieces.
I ain't got that uncle.
And nephews. I don't have an uncle either. I'm just saying that, like,
that
we know that story.
Exist.
We know that story. We know that story of Uncle Molesty, right? But but nobody says anything. And he expects you to cover for him. He expects you not to say nothing because you know, y'all, you don't want to cause no trouble for him. Like, leave him. He got enough problems to deal with. You know, other people in the family telling you that all the time. But yeah, so, you know, those are some examples of those toxic family relationships, toxic behaviors in family members. So what do we do? How do we deal with that so that, you know, the toxicity isn't all over us all the time? Because that's the thing about toxicity. That's why it's called toxicity, because it's somebody else's stuff, it's somebody else's behavior, but it's causing problems for you. You're getting that toxic waste on you and on your family for something that ain't even your problem. And that's the first thought you gotta have.
Yeah.
This is not my stuff. I love this person dearly, and I wish they weren't going through what they're going through, but that's their problem. That's their issue. I don't have to fix it, and I don't have to enable it or reinforce it either. You know, that last example I gave. That's pretty extreme.
Oh, the uncle.
Yeah. So everybody who's, you know, keeping the secret and making sure everybody else keeps the secret, you're also ensuring the kids in our family keep getting abused. You think about it that way? So how do you keep your distance? It's all about setting boundaries. And like I said, the first thought is to be able to recognize this is not your problem. It really isn't. As much as we love other people, we don't have to take on their problems. Have y'all seen that? This was a saying. This was a saying before people came up with the word meme.
What?
But your failure to plan doesn't constitute an emergency for me. You ever seen that?
No, I don't think I've ever seen that. Where was it posted? I guess it wasn't posted because it wasn't. This is before social media.
Yeah, I've seen it posted up on in people's cubicles at work. Or your crisis doesn't constitute an emergency for me. You know, sometimes it's worded that way too. But it's usually your failure to plan. But the point is, what you did to yourself doesn't create a situation now where I got to rush and figure out how to fix this for you or how to help you fix this. I can if I want to, but I don't have to. How do we distance ourselves without alienating our family member?
Well, I think the first thing you want to do is make a decision about what you want to do. I mean, the reality is, as you said, there are different intensities of toxicity. There are toxic people that are within our family that we can maybe avoid, but then there may be toxic relationships with family members that we may not choose to necessarily avoid or distance ourselves from them. So I think the first thing that you have to do is really decide, what is it that I want with this relationship? Now, if this is a severely toxic relationship and it's causing me a lot of mental and emotional distress and I'm suffering because of it, it may not matter if it's a close family member that you've had a relationship with. If you find yourself on the side of the relationship where you're being hurt in some way, or you're being used or exploited or taken advantage of, or just in situations that you feel uncomfortable with because of this other person's behavior, you might need to just distance yourself. You might say, you know what, I cannot deal with this. This is not good for my own mental health, and so I'm going to have to keep my distance. Or let's say it's a relationship with someone who, maybe it's someone closer to you. Maybe it's a mother. Maybe it's a sibling. Maybe it's a father. And in those relationships, I mean, if it's severely toxic, you can do the same thing. But the reality is that can be much harder to do. So you may decide in that relationship I don't necessarily want to put physical distance from myself and that person. I don't want to cut off my mother, my father, my sibling. But I want to not get emotionally attached. I want to be able to somehow be present in this relationship, but not get emotionally absorbed into their toxicity. And there are some techniques for that, several of them. One of them is called observe, don't absorb. So that means I'm observing their behavior from a distance. Maybe they calling me with the gossip, or maybe they're hitting me up for money. I'm listening, matter of factly. I'm not getting emotional. I'm not getting reactive.
You talking good, baby.
You're so silly. And I'm just going to respond to that. I'm just going to say, no, I'm sorry, I can't help you with this. Or I'm going to say, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I'd rather not talk about that right now. So you're going to not get emotionally pulled into it, which is gray rocking is another method. These are not my terms, but it's like you are separating yourself emotionally. So the distance is emotional, but you can still maintain a relationship with that person if you choose to. And then you have to set clear boundaries, which means be able to say, no, I'm not going to be able to do this for you. Or no, I don't want to talk about this. Or no, I'm not going to cover up for you, when I know you're hurting other family members. So with that is going to come feelings of probably guilt on your end, because you're probably used to being there and accepting whatever it is they dish out. And not only might you experience some guilt on your end, which is fine, you can deal with that, you can identify and process those feelings, but then you're going to deal with a lot of resistance from your toxic family members, because they're not going to like the new you. They're going to call you selfish. They're going to say you don't care about the family. So you have to be prepared for all of that, because they're going to flip the script and make it seem like now they're the victim and you're the one doing harm in the family. So just know that it's a journey, it's a process, it's not easy, because if a family member is toxic, they're going to manipulate the situation and try and make you feel bad. And you might feel bad, but just remember that you're setting boundaries. You're doing not only what's best for you, but what's best for the relationship. Because we don't want to enable toxic behaviors, because people don't change when we enable that. So I talked enough. I'll let you talk.
No, I think you answered the question. I asked the question and you answered it. So she was talking good, wasn't she, y'all? Y'all feel fed? So, I don't know if there's any more to say about that. I mean, I will say it can be...
No, I'm saying, what was... Yeah.
It can be difficult managing this, because, again, it starts with, this is a family member.
Yeah.
And, you care about them and you love them, and you may know how they got to be how they are. And so it's like, you feel like they're an innocent victim of their circumstances, or I know why he does that, and he can't help it, or whatever the case may be. But
ain't your problem.
Exactly. And that's a harsh thought. But the fact of the matter is, this is about protecting me and mine. Because me and he might be mine in a way, but me and mine is my household, those who are closest to me. And, that distant family member might be a family member, but again, it's the toxicity that I'm not willing to deal with. So yeah, give yourself permission to protect yourself. That's really what it's about. It
is. And it's also, in a sense, it's really about you. It's not really about the other person. But in a way, you're kind of protecting them too, because many of you may have heard the term tough love. I remember that was something, I don't hear that much anymore. Do you?
That was an 80s thing.
Yeah, that was an 80s thing. That was kind of, generational thing. But if you're familiar with the phrase tough love, then that's basically what it is. It means I love you, but I'm not going to enable and support your behavior, and I'm going to protect myself. I'm not going to allow you to hurt me, abuse me, exploit me. I'm doing what I have to do because I love you and I love myself. So it's really about that.
It's about the behavior. See, I'm glad you said that. It's about the behavior, not the love.
Right.
Because sometimes folks will even try to convince you, well, if you love me, you will help me, you know.
Don't fall for that ever.
I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Manipulation.
Matter of fact, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to enable what you're doing because I love you. Too many people been telling you yes. Too many people been letting you get away with this. Too many people been letting you walk all over them. Too many people been sitting up listening to all this gossip you always coming with.
Yep.
You just spreading the toxicity all over the family. I'm not going to do that because I love you.
Exactly.
All right, y'all. So drop us a few thoughts. You know, what are your thoughts on this topic?
Yeah.
You know, especially if you've had to deal with this, or if you've had to, you know, sort of distance yourself from a family member like that. How did it go? How are you doing nowadays? And of course, if there are other topics you want us to cover, drop them down in the comments. Other than your comments, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because I know some of y'all are still lurking. Some of you still lurking.
Hit that subscribe button.
Yes, now. Matter of fact, go on, hit it now.
Right now.
Thank you. We got time. Right after you do that, see that little bell right next to it? Click that. Select all, because you want to get all the notifications from us. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it. And we will see y'all on the next one.
Yes.
T&V Nation out.
Bye.